through the scene. Now, there's a good second arrow on top of this truck. Does anybody see anything wrong here?
Yeah, it's not angled vehicle.
The vehicle isn't angled. What about the traffic cones? It's a very tight taper, but there's a clue in this. Is there any traffic in that first lane?
No.
So I have to assume that somewhere behind this scene, there are a great big string of cones and maybe a vehicle or two to keep people in that far left lane. But I would continue the cones on that outside lane all the way down past the scene. Because what's to stop people from veering to the right to come up into that scene right next to the rigs? This is confusing. We have different lights, different colors, and then the beloved arrow bar. Everybody buys an arrow bar. I don't know why. They are the best sold device to make money for the people that sell arrow bars. They do nothing to protect you. They're too small, and they all have this sequence. Ding, 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 ding. And then there might be an arrow about that big on the end one. It doesn't tell you anything. It's a waste of money. Called the arrow stick. And again, and everybody's got them, but it's just an accessory that I don't know whether it's in the NFPA for use or not. I don't think so. But it just is senseless. It's all about seeing. Backing the apparatus into the station. Hand signals. And then use your wand or use something. But I want to talk about hand signals for a minute. I have spent more time backing an engine into the station than most people have spent in the fire service. Think about it. I've been around a while. So what do people do? My pet peeve. They're 30 feet away from me. They're inside the friggin' station. The lights are out overhead. They're standing in the black, and they're doing this. How do you see that? You can't. So what I do is I just stop. And then they're upset with me. What'd you stop for? Can't see you. I'm right here. Still can't see you. Turn the lights on in the station. Get something big that people can see. But lights on in the station is critical. Oh, by the way, a fluorescent vest in the station is non-reactive. Why? There's no ultraviolet light from the sun. The retroreflective material on the vest is usually not visible in the station. Why? Because there's no light that your eyeball is lined up with the person at the back. You're not on axis. Everybody's got a vest on in the station. And there's some benefit. They're not invisible. There's some benefit, but people rely on it way too much. What you need is to be seen, good bright lights in the station, big hand signals, and that's a good place for your wand. It's only 30 feet. There's nothing competing with the light, the flashing lights of so that your wand is more visible in the station, because that's the only thing we can see. It works. Where do you stand? Well, on the driver's side. And the other thing is, fire police, do not put two people to back up a rig. One person on one side in the back, one person on the other side in the back. What happens? The driver is going like that, and he can't see either of them. The only person that should be directing the rig is a person standing behind it on the driver's side, offset outside the track of the wheels, so that if you fall or something happens, everybody can see you. The driver can see you. And then to the drivers, and I've preached this for years and years, if you cannot see the person who's directing the traffic, immediately stop and just sit there. Somebody's going to get pissed after a while. Why aren't you moving? We want to go home. I can't see the person backing me up. When they get visible, I'm going to back up some more. Do that a couple of times, everybody learns how to play the game, and it's safe. Best seen colors. Way at the top of that peak is greenish yellow to yellowish green. This is scientific. You may question it. I will welcome any questions. It is scientific. It is backed by research. And if you look over on the right side, is the reds. Now the reds are less than 20% visible compared to yellow. That's, you know what? It's a five-fold difference from 20% to 100%. The human eye is red weak during the daytime and red blind in total dark adaptation. It is science. Feel free to question it, pick on me, beat me, tell me why I'm wrong. I'll discuss it with you happily, but that is science. You may argue with it all you want. I welcome arguing. I won't ever say to you, don't question me, I'm right and you're wrong. This is how our eyes see it. Different kind of graph, same message. Now the black curve on the more to the left is how we see at night. The white curve, gray curve, is how we see during the day. Do you notice that black line at night goes down to 0 at about 620 units of wavelength? That's before red. The human eye is red blind at night. You don't see red. People say, how do I see a red traffic light at night? Because we do see some red at night, but we have to do special things. Do you know when they originally started working with traffic lights, when they had incandescent bulbs, the bulb behind the red lens was 10 times stronger than either the orange or the green light. They had to make the bulb bigger and brighter so people would see it. And it's people, we know this is science. But do not ever tell a fire department that they have more accidents in their red trucks. Just don't tell them that we don't want to know that because it's pretty if it's red. I get it. It's not pretty to the widow. In 1984, I published this study. We compared two sets of apparatus, red versus lime yellow. And without belaboring this too much, the accident rate was double. The red trucks with all of the same stuff, and then the people would argue, scientific questions, accept them, but the flashing lights and the sirens are what work. Wait a minute. Don't all fire trucks have the flashing lights and the sirens? Uh-huh. Well, how come they only work on the red ones then? They don't, they work on all of them. Oh, and then the accident rate still for the red trucks is double that from the yellow. After 50 years of research, we're trying to figure out what to do. We've got new lights, new sirens, new air horns, new pedoodles, we got all sorts of things. And NFPA has written about how you put new lights and new flashing lights and new sirens and air horns on your fire apparatus. And what's the accident rate? Same as it was 50 years ago, double. Question me, ask me, I will share and discuss. You're not wrong, I'm not right, but I'm certainly willing to say and welcome any kind of conversation. The worst color for safety